your COVID-19 vaccine. We'll have a look at the vaccine clinic there.
This is News 3 Now at noon.
Afternoon, I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now on this Friday. We have another chance of rain today and throughout the weekend. Austin's over in the Weather Center with a look at your first warn forecast.
And yeah, that's exactly right. We are tracking those chances for showers and thunderstorms for today, tomorrow, and as well as Sunday. Sunday's actually our best chance, I would say, to actually see more of those widespread scattered showers and thunderstorms. As of right now, however, we're looking pretty decent for most of us. Quite a bit of cloud cover overhead, temperatures in the lower 80s, but the dew points, they're dramatically higher than yesterday, so it is quite a bit muggier outside than what it actually has been as of late. But you take a peek at our Doppler track, it's not bringing too many showers and thunderstorms to our area just yet. Right around Wisconsin Dells, that is the exception currently, seeing those lighter rain showers, but we could see that developing into a thunderstorm over these next few hours, so we're going to keep a close eye out on this. As of right now, there's not many active storms here out west, but we are going to start to see them developing over these next few hours. In terms of a severe weather outlook for today, still that marginal risk for our area and farther down to the south and southeast, but that has been trimmed back over these last few hours, and hopefully we continue to see that being the trend over the next few hours. Temperatures in those 70s and 80s right now. Wisconsin Dells, where we are seeing a little bit of some rain-cooled air, they're in the upper 60s, but that's also where these dew points are, and unfortunately that means that it's a very muggy day outside. Evening planner still does show that chance for an evening shower or thunderstorm. Temperatures will stay on the warmer side of things here yet again for tonight, but what about the weekend rain chances? I'll have details on that coming up a little bit later on in the broadcast.
All right, we'll see you then. Thank you, Austin. The University of Wisconsin removed Chamberlain Rock from the campus this morning. It's a story many of you are watching on channel3000.com. Many students saw the rock as a symbol of racism. It's named after former university president Thomas Chamberlain, but at the time of its discovery, the rock was called by a different name containing a racial slur. UW students have called for its removal for a long time. The rock will be moved to university-owned land near Lake Kaganza. A person is dead after being hit by a train late last night. It happened around 11 p.m. on the railroad tracks near Old Middleton Road, just off Whitney Way. Madison police are looking for any information anyone may have about the incident. 6 people were hurt when an ambulance hit a Middleton bank. This happened last night at the BMO Harris Bank on University Avenue and Parmenter Street. An ambulance from Lodi was taking a patient to the hospital when it was involved in a crash with another car. It hit the building. Everybody expected to be okay. A woman accused of murdering her grandmother is one step closer to trial. Elizabeth Durkee waived her preliminary hearing this morning. She's charged for the murder of her grandmother and arson for setting the home on fire with the body inside. She told police her grandmother asked her to help her die. Another person has announced they're running against Senator Ron Johnson next year. Dr. Darrell L. Williams released a campaign ad this morning. He's the current administrator of Wisconsin Emergency Management. Before that, he was the interim superintendent of the Beloit School District. He also worked in the Milwaukee School District. Dr. Williams has joined the race along with several other candidates, including Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes, Milwaukee Bucks executive Alex Lassay, and State Treasurer Sarah Godlewski. It is day 2 of the Wisconsin State Fair. There was a long line yesterday as people waited to get into the fair. State fairgoers can expect a few changes this year due to COVID. There's cashless parking and admission. Masks are recommended but not required. The fair runs until Sunday, August 15th. In addition to your favorite fair foods and activities, there's also a COVID vaccine clinic at the fair each day. Katie Crowther looks into whether a free cream puff was enough to convince people to get a shot.
The crowds were so big, it took us an hour to get in the gate. Getting through the sea of people inside State Fair was the next challenge. Once we made it to the COVID-19 vaccine tent, though, a different story.
Got cream puffs with your COVID vaccines today.
The nurses took it upon themselves to try and recruit people.
You got cream puffs with your COVID vaccine today.
A lot of fairgoers replying honestly. They don't want the vaccine.
Are you guys already vaccinated? No. Would you like to get vaccinated? You have free cream puffs. No? Do you have any questions?
Nurses Letitia and Emily admit this work has gotten a bit disheartening.
There's a small level of frustration because at first there was so many people coming to the clinic, and then when it stopped, we thought if we came to the community, it would pick up. but it's not so much.
A lot of times we're not giving out a lot of vaccine at these events, but we're answering people's questions. They got a lot of questions about, will I need a booster dose and will I get sick?
But we witnessed at least 6 times today where they reached the right people and succeeded in getting more shots in arms.
I wasn't going to get it at all. I said, why not? I'm only doing it today because it was quick and convenient.
It's like it's right here and I have access to it.
This right here is your sprinkle voucher.
I was up in the air for a while about, whether it's going to work or not. It's the way of life nowadays. We don't want to get sick, and we don't want to get other people that we care about sick either. I didn't feel nothing. We're done already?
A fourth COVID-19 vaccine may be seeking emergency use authorization later than originally projected. Novavax told investors that it has pushed back its initial plans to go to the FDA from the third quarter of this year to the fourth quarter. The biotechnology company says development is going well. 29,000 people volunteered to take part in the clinical trial. Novavax is reporting a 90% efficacy against COVID-19 and its variants. The new vaccine could come to market quickly after emergency use authorization because Novavax has been stockpiling tens of millions of doses. Will we need vaccine boosters? That's the big question facing health experts right now. As Britt Conway reports, a White House source says we could have an answer and a strategy in a few days.
I am not leaving until you do a revote for the people, by the people, and of the people, now!
These parents in North Carolina furious their kids will have to wear masks when they go back to school later this month. As the mask mandate debate rages on, so does the Delta variant. Right now, more than 92% of Americans live in areas where the CDC recommends wearing masks inside public buildings. Experts say getting more shots in arms is the only way out of this pandemic, but only half the population is fully vaccinated. And now, nearly 8 months since the first vaccines were given outside of trials, the big question is about boosters. Do we need them now?
I want to be very clear. People do not need to go out and get a booster shot.
But could we eventually need them?
We don't know, and it's okay to say that. The analogy, doctor in the emergency room, doesn't have all the facts. Going to make the best decision he can to save someone's life. When he or she gets more facts, we'll revise that decision.
And right now, the FDA, CDC, and National Institutes of Health are evaluating options. An administration official says the goal is to lay out a national strategy for COVID-19 booster shots in early September.
We're looking at many different areas, and everybody is assessing the science. As that science evolves, we will report that science to the American people.
I'm Britt Conway reporting.
The September strategy would apply to all vaccinated people, with a decision for people who are immunocompromised expected sooner than that. Well, there's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Here's what Elise Preston is working on at the New York Stock Exchange.
Now hiring, the U.S. economy adds more jobs than expected in July. And the fire hazard that could be in your home. I'm Elise Preston at the New York Stock Exchange. I'll have those stories and more in your CBS Money Watch report.
Don't you wish you could wave a magic wand and have whiter teeth? Well, you can, but it's not magic. It's power swabs. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and boom, whiter teeth and a better smile. And since you're not dealing with messy trays or awkward strips, you're less vulnerable to the harsh sensitivity they sometimes create.
I've used strips. They seem to really hurt my teeth. The power swabs, it just seemed very gentle.
It's so simple and easy. You just open it, you apply it to your teeth, you forget it's there. And I noticed that they're white and bright again like they were before.
I noticed actually a difference the first time that I used power swabs. You put on the first coat and then the activator goes on, and immediately you start seeing it working.
It only takes 5-minute applications to get a brighter, whiter smile with power swabs. You just snap, swab, and smile. Power swabs have been clinically studied to whiten natural teeth and remove stains from caps, crowns, and veneers. It's so powerful, it removes stains from coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking. morning.
I love my coffee in the morning.
I will never stop drinking coffee.
in the morning.
I will never stop drinking coffee. I will not be the person drinking hot coffee with a straw.
As much coffee as I drink, I can use my power swabs and eliminate the staining.
When I use the power swabs, I applied it directly to my front tooth where the coffee stain was.
I like being able to individually get the teeth, and most importantly, it got kind of in between the grooves.
You can put it directly on the stain that you see on your teeth, and it's so precise.
But as powerful as it is, it's also gentle and causes 0 to minimal sensitivity.
This didn't sting, it didn't burn, it didn't have an aftertaste. It was just a swab, and I just got to rub it on my teeth, and that was it.
Take it from me as someone who has gone the dental route, but has also gone on the shelf route, and I've not really seen anything work as effective and as easy as power swabs.
Whiten your teeth today by ordering power swabs and receive 40% off the regular price. Shipping is free, plus you receive a free quick stick pen to use on the go after meals or a cup of coffee. Visit powerswabs.com or call the number on your screen.
Is your credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
Whether you have a design emergency or you just want to shop the best furniture showroom in town, you need Dwellings, Madison's best kept secret for design and furniture. Shop our fabulous showroom, Hard Rock Road, Fitchburg.
The U.S. economy gets good news in the latest jobs numbers. According to the Labor Department, 943,000 jobs were added to the economy last month. The unemployment rate dropped from 5.9% in June to 5.4% in July, slightly lower than what economists had expected. Concerns about the spreading Delta variant may impact what's on the menu. Beyond Meat's CEO says restaurant orders for the meat substitute have slowed down, with restaurant owners facing labor shortages and the possibility of new COVID restrictions. Beyond Meat just saw a much-needed boost in the second quarter. Sales jumped 269% compared to this time last year. About 2 million dehumidifiers are under recall over concerns about fire and burn hazards. The units were manufactured by New Wine Tech and produced for several brands, including Whirlpool and Perfect Air. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says the dehumidifiers can overheat and catch fire. While no injuries have been reported, the products are blamed for a reported $17 million in property damage. A trending pop country song is leading fans to Applebee's. In Fancy Like, Walker Hayes sings about going to a fancy dinner at Applebee's with a bourbon steak and Oreo shake. In just a few months, the chain's business spiked nearly 270%, with sales now better than 2019. It's not the first time music has made a restaurant impact. The weekend Beyonce dropped Formation, diners flocked to Red Lobster. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Elise Preston.
Elise, thank you. Let's check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrial is up 132 points. The NASDAQ, however, down 72. The S&P 500 up 4. One airline is now requiring its workers to get vaccinated. United Airlines has become the first major domestic carrier to mandate COVID-19 vaccines for all employees. Company officials say workers who refuse to show proof of vaccination will be fired. The employees have until late October to share their status with the company. United is not requiring passengers to get the vaccine. The official says they'll leave that decision up to the government. Yelp has added a new feature that lets businesses list whether they require proof of COVID vaccinations from customers and whether all workers are fully vaccinated. Yelp users can then filter their searches for businesses by those attributes. Only businesses themselves can add the attributes to their Yelp page. Yelp says it'll monitor the pages of businesses that decide to use the attributes for any backlash for their vaccination policies. More on that jobs report now. Rising COVID cases is leading to some anxiety about what the future could hold despite the improving job market. Michael George reports.
Americans have a growing appetite to eat out, and that has Reset Cafe by Day in California looking for help.
We're trying to hire more baristas. We're trying to hire cooks.
Many industries are hiring, leading to a boom in July, with the economy adding a better than expected 943,000 jobs. The unemployment rate dropped from 5.9 to 5.4%. 250,000 of the added jobs in July were at bars and restaurants, but establishments still need more workers.
It's hard to find people who want to work right now.
Some employees are staying home because of health concerns or an inability to find affordable child care. Many businesses also blame government assistance for worker shortages. Those extra $300 federal unemployment payments end next month in states that haven't cut them off already.
We're still about 5.7 million jobs short of where we had been pre-pandemic. Things are definitely moving in the right direction on a lot of fronts.
Bankrate.com chief financial analyst Greg McBride says the latest numbers are encouraging, but rising COVID cases are adding uncertainty.
Where there's uncertainty, businesses are going to be a little bit more reluctant to hire, to invest.
But for now, economists believe hiring will continue in the coming months. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
An unsettled pattern brings more storm chances for the weekend. We could even have a chance for severe weather. Austin's back with the first warn forecast after this.
A truck ran a red light and slammed into Liz's car.
As soon as we got out of the hospital, we called Gruber Law Offices immediately.
One call, that's all.
They were phenomenal. They got our life back on track, and I couldn't be any more happier.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
If you can afford to launch yourself into space, you can pay your fair share in taxes. But billionaires and big corporations have avoided paying taxes for years. President Joe Biden's plan makes the rich pay their fair share so we can cut taxes for families with children and create millions of good jobs. Tell Senator Ron Johnson to stop putting billionaires ahead of the middle class. If you can afford to joyride in space, you can pay your fair share.
As traveling continues throughout the year, Meineke Car Care Center is continuing to make your safety our #1 priority. To give you peace of mind, receive a free brake inspection with any appointment. Meineke Car Care Center is here to help keep you safe on the road.
It's no secret, Robertson is Wisconsin's aesthetic leader. But with results this natural, patients can keep it a secret if they want. Our secret to reducing stubborn body fat? Cool Sculpting. Book a free consultation to learn how Cool Sculpting is different at Robertson.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. One call, that's all.
Are your taste buds ready for Madison Magazine's Summer Taste Tour? Starting August 1st through the 21st, tour the city of Madison to restaurants, breweries, distilleries, and wineries to sample and participate in Madison Magazine's scavenger hunt. Visit madisonmagazine.com for a map of participating businesses and scavenger hunt details. Madison Magazine Summer Taste Tour, August 1st to the 21st. Taste the goodness. Sponsored by Schuster's Farm. Come out for Blooms and Butterflies starting August 6th. Live music, beer, wine, and taco cart. Visit schustersfarm.com for tickets.
The Farm Report is sponsored by Blain's Farm and Fleet.
Let's check in now with Pam Yankee from the Midwest Farm Report. Boy, the State Fair looks packed.
Yeah, that's what my staff has been telling me, too. I'm not going to get over there until sometime Monday afternoon, but there's still plenty of great attractions people might want to focus in on. Tomorrow is going to be the All for One show. That's where some of the kids in the barn that are showing goats this year partner up with other kids that have special needs. They work together through the day to give those young people a chance to not only make new friends, but also feel what it's like to be at the center of the ring. That's a really special show. Today, we're already starting with the draft horse hitch classes that are going to happen all afternoon into the evening. And And then we're also underway with the nation's largest junior dairy cattle show that's going to be continuing. I was also wanted to congratulate my buddies up at Wittenbach Meats in Prairie du Sac. On Tuesday evening, we'll be having the Governor's Blue Ribbon Meat Products Auction. I'll be the MC, and I see that Wittenbach Meats in Prairie du Sac got Grand Champion bacon and Grand Champion kielbasa or Polish sausage. So you'll be able to bid on some of the Wittenbach meat products Tuesday evening if you want to join us at State Fair Park, all to benefit the Wisconsin 4-H Foundation. Hey, USDA's Farm Service Agency offices have announced 2 more counties in Wisconsin that have been declared disaster areas because of the drought. That now includes Milwaukee and Rock counties, but it doesn't end there. Remember, counties that touch Milwaukee and Rock counties are also eligible. So that means Dane, Greene, Jefferson, Ozaukee, Racine, Walworth, Washington, and Waukesha County are also involved in that declaration. So check in with your Farm Service Agency office if you've got questions. Today, barrel cheese in Chicago gained 1/4 cent at $1.31. 40-pound block cheese unchanged at $1.63.5. The AA butter on a Friday ends the week down 3/4 cent at $1.64 3/4 per pound. I know that they're talking about hot, sticky weather, but somehow I have a feeling it's not going to deter those crowds too much from State Fair Park. You know what I mean?
Yeah, after a year's absence, there's a lot of pent-up desire. All right,
For
Ben,
sure.
have a great weekend.
You too.
Here's Austin now with that weekend forecast.
And, you know, there still will be plenty of chances to get outdoors here for this weekend, but we are looking out for those chances for showers and thunderstorms. Most of today has stayed dry for a good majority of us, but we do have that thick cloud cover overhead. Not a ton of overall sunshine, but enough to help warm those temperatures. And we are looking at continued warmth for quite some time. The 80s are looking to stick around here for an extended period of time, but the humidity also, unfortunately, it cranked up today, and that does look like it's also going to be hanging around here for quite some time. But then the storm chances also on the rise over these next few days. But right now what we're looking at on our Doppler track, just a few lighter showers around Wisconsin Dells, and that's just pretty much it. The rest of us currently staying dry as of right now. And I do think if we see the development of showers and thunderstorms, I'm pinpointing our southeastern communities as of right now, Watertown, Janesville as well. But you take a look at statewide, and there's really just not much action currently happening right now. But you do look at our severe weather outlook for these next few days. Again, we do have that marginal risk that has been a little trimmed back for today. Much of the same for tomorrow with the marginal risk for most of us. And then on Sunday, we're also looking at that marginal risk for severe weather. So we're going to keep a close eye out on these thunderstorms over these next few days. But let me run you through a few different scenarios that we're potentially looking at here. Now, this is one model that does show quite a few of those showers and thunderstorms in the early morning hours tomorrow, racing through the area. And then with a lot of cloud cover and those early morning showers, that model really shows us drying out here towards the afternoon. Notice how at about 6 p.m. this one specific model shows just a few clouds, still some sunshine, and a pretty nice end of the day. But let me show you another scenario that we're currently looking at as of right now. Much of the same with those morning showers trying to sneak in here to our north and northwest, but it does do a good job of holding that off until the late afternoon and evening hours. And then if this scenario does unfold with more sunshine in the morning, less moisture in those morning hours, it gives us a better chance to see those showers and thunderstorms developing a little bit later on in the afternoon and evening. And this is a look here at about 4:30 p.m. A much different look than that last model we were really talking about. So this is really going to depend on what we're looking at here in the morning hours tomorrow. If we see those showers and thunderstorms in the morning, that's going to greatly limit our potential for strong to severe thunderstorms in the afternoon. But if we don't see much activity in the morning hours for tomorrow, we do need to be on the lookout for that potential later on in the afternoon and evening to see a strong to severe thunderstorm, potentially. But then we do look here at a warm up for especially Tuesday with that high of 89 degrees. Afterwards, we calm things right back down, and we start to dry things out here towards the end of this extended forecast.
Up in the air for the weekend. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, a little bit, especially for tomorrow. A better chance to see those showers and storms on Sunday, but for tomorrow, we're going to keep a close eye out, especially in those morning hours with what's currently going on.
All right, Austin, thank you. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, let's see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Today, we're taking a trip down memory lane to a diner that serves the best cinnamon toast. It's not just good, it's downright memorable.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Easily update your home with help from Menards. Start off with IBC flooring. Menards has a great selection of durable, waterproof, and easy-to-install sheet vinyl flooring. Get 11% off all IBC sheet vinyl flooring. Finish your update and add style and privacy with window images, blinds, and shades. Plus, get them trimmed to width for free. All window treatments are 11% off right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
Erectile dysfunction for men of all ages has become much more common. In fact, most men don't realize that 90% of erectile dysfunction is a direct result of broken down old blood vessels. This causes a lack of blood flow that is critical when achieving an erection. With our state-of-the-art technology, we're able to stimulate new stem cell growth right in our office with no pills, no needles, no surgery, and no pain.
To book your consultation and get back to natural functionability, call Peak Performance for Men today.
So, what do you think?
I love it.
Is your credit score getting in the way of the things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit offer fast and flexible lending. Borrow up to $10,000 and choose repayment terms that work for you. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
News 3 now, and the Boys and Girls Clubs of Dane County are collecting school supplies for area students.
Please help us by donating at the Boys and Girls Club locations or the News 3 Now studios. Visit channel3000.com for details, then donate.
Back in college, there was a little diner at the edge of town that was always packed for breakfast. Besides having killer omelets that were practically the size of my head, they were also known for their homemade cinnamon bread that was thick cut and toasted on their griddle. Well, they made theirs from scratch. We've come up with an easy shortcut version that's cinnamony delicious. Ours starts out by unrolling a tube of refrigerated French bread dough onto a cutting board. You want to do this gently so you end up with a rectangle, like this. Next, we brush this with some melted butter and sprinkle on a generous amount of cinnamon sugar. On top of that, we add some raisins, or if you prefer, dried cranberries, cherries, or you can mix and match your favorites. Now we roll this up and place it in a loaf pan and let it sit at room temperature to rise for a bit before we bake it off. After it cools slightly, we drizzle it with a quick throw-together vanilla glaze. Now it's ready to enjoy as is, or you can butter it up and toast it on a griddle like I remember. Either way, I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. You can get our shortcut recipe for cinnamon swirl raisin bread online. I'm Howard of the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a memory-making way for you to say, ooh, it's so good. You know, try.
All right. Thanks, guys. Here's Austin with one final check of the forecast.
Yeah, and you know, we are still tracking those showers and thunderstorms here. Even later on this evening, there is that small potential. But for tomorrow, we are looking at that chance for showers and storms. If we see those storms or showers in the morning hours, that's going to greatly decrease that severe potential for later on in the day. But if it stays bone dry in the morning, then there's a chance that we could see showers and thunderstorms, one of which could become strong to severe here for tomorrow. And our evening planner here for the rest of tonight, we are going to see temperatures staying on the warmer side of things overall, but notice the rain chances starting to pop up here and there. So we're not quite out of the woods here for today either.
Thank you, Austin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.